Hello my dear children, hope you all are fine over there. Once again welcome to our physics class. Children, we had completed our second chapter, electrostatic potential and capacitance. Today we will start our new chapter, that is current electricity. And you had already studied some of the fundamentals of this chapter in your class 10 physics. When we switch on the bulb, we get light from it. When you switch on, the fan starts to rotate, right? And when you switch on, any machine starts to work. So all this is possible just because of electricity. And electricity or electric current consists of or constitutes moving charges. So till now we studied about the charges at rest, electrostatics. And from this lesson onwards, we are going to study about moving charges. That is our current electricity. So let's get started with today's session. Children, as discussed in our introductory video, let's start with our current electricity. First, let's discuss some of the fundamentals that you had already studied in your class 10 physics electricity. So what do you mean by electric current? It is the rate of flow of charges. And what is the equation? Equation to find out electric current is I is equal to Q by T, where Q is the charge and T is the time. Unit is ampere, and 1 ampere is 1 coulomb for 1 second. And there is a relationship between charge Q, number of electrons N, and electronic charge E. What is the relation? Q is equal to Ne. What is the direction of electric current? Electric current flows from positive terminal to negative terminal of the battery. That means it is opposite to the flow of electrons. It's not charges, my dear children, it is electrons. Okay, so the current flows opposite to the flow of electrons. Next is potential difference. What is potential difference? Potential difference is responsible to initiate the charge flow in a circuit. Consider a wire AB. So we have simply taken a wire. Do the charges flow through this wire? No. But when I connect this wire to a battery, what happens? And switch on the circuit, what happens? A current flows through this wire. That means charges start to flow through the circuit. So what happens when a battery is connected? When a battery is connected, what happens? End A of the wire is connected to the positive potential and end B of the wire is connected to the negative potential. So there is a potential difference between the ends of the wire, and current or charges have a tendency to flow from high potential to low potential area. So this will be the direction of the current flow through the circuit. So here, which initiates the charge flow? This potential difference. It acts like a trigger and initiates the charge flow. And this potential difference is provided by battery. Or what is the equation to find out potential difference? Equation to find out potential difference is V is equal to W by Q, where W is the work done and Q is the charge, work done per unit charge. That is potential difference. And another term that we want to study, which is related, very closely related to potential difference, is that EMF. And this EMF is nothing but it is electromotive force. EMF is also known as electromotive force. You might have heard about this term EMF. Okay. So it is a misnomer. Misnomer means what? When we hear electromotive force, we think that it is a force. But actually it is not a force. It is something else. So name suggests that it is a force, but actually it is something else. So my dear children, then what is this EMF? EMF is a kind of potential difference itself. It is not a force. Basically, it is a potential difference itself. And it also acts as an initial force to initiate the flow of charges. Okay. Then, it is the maximum work done. It is the maximum work done per unit charge to take the charge from one point to another point in a circuit. And to be more specific, let me explain it in a very simple way. See, consider a circuit like this. What type of circuit is this? This is an open circuit. The key K is not closed. So no current flows through the circuit. At this time, the battery has got a potential difference. And that potential difference is known as EMF. Okay. But at the same time, consider this circuit. In this circuit, the key is closed. So as soon as the key is closed, current starts to flow from positive to negative terminal of the cell. So now current flows through the circuit. And at this time, when we measure the potential difference, it is not EMF, it is terminal potential difference. Okay. So what is the difference between EMF and terminal potential difference? EMF is the potential difference when no current flows through the circuit. That means it is the potential difference measured in an open circuit. But terminal potential difference is something related with a closed circuit. It is measured when current flows through the circuit. So this is the basic difference between EMF and potential difference. And you know, whenever current flows through the circuit, the potential difference decreases a little bit. So it is not the maximum work done, or it is not the maximum potential difference. So the EMF will be always greater than the potential difference, the terminal potential difference. Children, this is the basic difference between EMF and potential difference. Let's discuss each points one by one. What is the first point? EMF is the maximum potential difference between two electrodes of the cell. Two electrodes means nothing, two terminals of a cell or battery when no current is drawn from the cell. Okay, that means when the circuit is open. But potential difference is the difference of potential between any 2 points in a closed circuit. Okay, so in the previous case I have given you this circuit. Okay, this is an open circuit. K is not closed. So no current flows through the circuit, and the potential, when we measure the potential difference across this cell, we will get EMF of that cell. So it is the potential difference when no current is drawn from the cell. But at the same time, what is potential difference? It is the difference of potentials between any 2 points in a closed circuit. Okay, and what is the next point? It is independent of the resistance of the circuit. Okay, so the whatever be the external resistance. For example, in the circuit itself, if we connect wire, this is the wire AB. If we connect this wire in the circuit, and if the circuit is open, the resistance, this wire has got some resistance, right? And this will be our external resistance. And this resistance is not going to affect the EMF of this cell. Okay, whatever be the external resistance, EMF of the cell remains the same. It doesn't affect the EMF of the cell. But at the same time, what about the potential difference? Yeah, potential difference is proportional to the resistance between the given points. Okay, we have studied the relation V is equal to IR. So potential difference is proportional to the resistance. It is affected by the resistance. And the term EMF, what is the third point? The term EMF is used only for the source of EMF. It is the source of current actually. EMF is the source of current. But potential difference is not a source of current. It is just measured between any 2 points of the circuit. And source of current means what here? Battery is EMF and it is the source of current here. Now it is greater. Fourth point is it is greater than the potential difference between any 2 points in a circuit. That you already know. When no current flows through the circuit, what we are getting is the maximum potential difference. And so EMF will be always greater than the terminal potential difference. And however, potential difference is greater than EMF when the cell is being charged. Okay, so the potential difference will be greater than EMF only when the cell is being charged. In all other cases, the potential difference will be less than that of EMF. So this is the basic difference between EMF and potential difference, and you must know this difference very well. Next is about the charge carriers. That means in solids, what do you think? In solids, who are the charge carriers? Yeah, free electrons. Solids means examples metals. In metals, free electrons are there, and these free electrons are responsible for the current conduction. But at the same time, in liquids, ions are there. Both positively and negatively charged ions are there, which carries the charge or which is responsible for the conduction. And in gases, at the same time, they are bad conductors of electricity, gases, and they will start conducting only once they are ionized. Okay, so here also in the case of gases also, ions are responsible for conduction, but somehow these gases are bad conductors of electricity. Only once the electrons are knocked out from the gas molecules, they start to conduct electricity.